sounds good. That'll be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, really proud of our effort. I think that was a tough second quarter. I thought our first quarter, even though, it was tight, thought we gave up some baskets that we otherwise wouldn't have liked. But that second quarter was rough. I felt like we tried a lot of different defenses and they made us pay through everything. Almost one of those halftime speeches or halftime talks with the staff of you kind of throw your hands up and just don't know exactly where to go with that. Just try to change the tempo a little bit. I think we felt good with the zone. They just made some plays in that second quarter. Try to change the tempo a little bit, picking up with the press. I thought the key was we were able to get some buckets and able to score and set that up and maybe change the pace, which is a good thing for us. But I think just the huge thing for us today was just the ability to score on the offensive end. We struggled so poorly with them the last couple games. I thought our kids were ready, felt very good coming in with regard to our prep. You never know what's going to happen during a game, but felt like our kids were really locked in, coming off a little bit of a short break this week, and just really proud of them. That's a very, very good team to come in and win a road game and a rivalry game like this. Very proud of our kids, but just thrilled for their way of being able to enjoy this one.
You mentioned the prep. What were the biggest things you learned from that first matchup last month that helped you today?
That they're really good. I think it was a little bit odd coming into last game, because you looked at their record and, I knew what their schedule was and I had watched them. So I knew they were very good. But I don't know if everybody else realized how good they were. And they shot the ball really well. I think we were, they deserved to win that game last time, but obviously coming off the break and having some kids sitting out, we were a little bit of a mess, and they made us pay for it. And so I think that helped us, not even just today, but I think that helped us with coming back after Christmas and realizing that we had to change some things, we had to fix some things. And then I think we've just grown up a little bit too. That was a month ago, and we're playing a lot of freshmen and some of these young kids are playing different roles. So I think it's just a little bit more comfortable. I thought Addie was much more comfortable today than she was even a month ago.
You mentioned the zone as well. And that's something that he has some success with the last game as well. Just what did you see in the third quarter with how that kind of changed the flow of VCU's offense and kind of got them stuck in the mud a little bit?
Yeah. I think it was one of those that you just kind of throw your hands up. I think we felt it was like, oh my God, why would we go zone? They've killed us in this, they've killed us in that. Just felt we had to patch some things. And I just felt last game, to be honest with you, probably me being stubborn, probably didn't make the adjustment to go to the zone early enough last game. So I think that was something I kind of tried to give myself a pep talk today. And, I think when you start getting some stops and Naya came in, Carpenter, and hit some big buckets, I just thought that the start of that third quarter was huge. And so, yeah, you're making a little bit of a gamble with the zone, but more than that, they get the momentum coming into the halftime. And so all of a sudden it feels like a 9-point lead. It was a 9-point lead. It felt worse than that. And that's what we told our players. Hey, this is a game of runs. It feels worse because they just made that run and now we got to sit here and think about it. But this was really a back and forth game with the exception of that stretch in the second quarter. They weren't 9 points better than us that half. We just kind of got to get some stops and made them call the first timeout, got the thing back into it in the first 4 or 5 minutes. I thought that was huge. Alex Parsons' minutes during that stretch, I thought were outstanding. Don't always show up in the box score for her, but I thought she was great during that stretch, getting us back into it.
And then, finishing thing, just how proud you are with the medal that your players showed down the stretch. They take that 1-point lead, hit a three to take it back, and they tied it. You take the lead back. So how big was that for your players, not only maybe for this game, but also moving forward? And also, Addie, what was the biggest keys to staying solid down the stretch when VCU was trying to come back?
Yeah, I think for us, I had full confidence, but I don't know that our players did. Quite honestly, we've struggled a little bit closing out games here this season. Maybe some games that we probably had a lead there for a while and made it dicey. But just our ability to make free throws, and I think the one that we missed both on, Elaine, I think we got an offensive rebound from Kate and put that back in. Wayne, you alluded to the time. I'm pretty sure they maybe made back-to-back threes to take the 1-point lead, and then I think that was another one of Naya's threes, if I'm not mistaken, to put us back up to. So, yeah, you had a lead. All of a sudden, you lose the momentum because they make back-to-back shots. That could have gone a lot of different ways. But I think you hit it right on the head. The way that we finished the game and with the toughness, that's something we're looking for in our identity a little bit. And I think that's a good first step for us.
Yeah, Addie, what are the biggest keys to staying solid down the stretch and having that medal to kind of to keep the lead and maintain it down the stretch?
We've been talking about this and preparing for it all week. So coming into this game, we had really high energy, and throughout the game, we just kept that up and everyone was just rallying around each other. So we were able to keep that momentum, and that really helped us throughout the game.
So what do you, that'd be hard, the game was just finished, but, how big could this be? Obviously, Richmond hadn't beaten VCU since 2018. For what you want to do for this program, how big can this be kind of perspective-wise, moving forward?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think we've been pretty confident with our build right now. I think we have players that are locked in, that are buying in. I think this team gets along really well. We could have lost this game, and I still would have felt that coming out of it. But that being said, just like they really enjoyed this win last time, we have to enjoy this. This is a big win, not just because of the rivalry in the city, but that's a really good team. They're picked to win the league. They still have just as good a chance as anybody to win the league. So I think that maybe gives us some confidence. Hopefully, I think maybe more for the players, because I felt good about this group, especially the week coming after break. I think going into winter break, you didn't know, is this just because of our pause and the continuity issues that we had there, or did we have some issues? And we had a great 10 days of practice coming out of the break. We won some close games in the league. Felt really bad about losing that one at home last week to Rhode Island. I felt like that was one we would have liked to have back, and then have to sit here for 9 days. I think that was key. How hard we had to work these last 4 or 5 days to kind of fix some things ahead of this game. Just happy that our kids got a reward for that.